Get down, check out the local sport. We'll start Rangers versus Swanview. We really need a lot of support for the Rangers guys because we have fired up the Swanview boys, and we don't want to eat our words. We'll pretend that we didn't say anything bad, but that's all right.
No, you sledged them openly, don't.
I did, and I will, and I'll continue to for the rest of the season. So
no backing down now.
Yeah, the Swanview boys, I must admit, they definitely got around it and got stuck into us back. So good on yous. But yeah, hopefully the Ellenbrook Rangers can
love a bit of banter.
Yeah, that's it. And look, that's down at the DOS, the District Open Space. Make sure you get down for day 2. And the weather's going to be fantastic. So unfortunately, I think the boys are going to have a hard time with that type of weather. And also in Ellenbrook is the Rabbitohs women's team will have their possibly last home game here against Kalamunda.
Yeah, so it should be the last home game for 2017. Obviously, we've got the touch seasons just about to kick off, but in terms of actual rugby league, tackle rugby league, it'll be the last chance to see any sort of rugby league in Ellenbrook. Again, a big day, so under 14s, under 17s, senior women's. It's a big day that starts from about 9:30 in the morning on Saturday. Yeah, the women's team taking on the Kalamunda Bulldogs. It'll be a great chance to get down and watch the Rabbits. They should beat Kalamunda. Kalamunda, they lost 64-0 to South Perth last week, so you'd think Ellenbrook will handle them fairly easily, but it'll be a great chance.
Could be the first 100-point win, so let's see how they go. And as we heard from Digger, the Swan Valley take on Applecross in the Swan Valley's first home game. So definitely make sure you get down. That's going to be a really good match. And if it's anything like the one against Balcatta, it's going to go down to the last few balls. And the beers will be flowing. So make sure you get down, you show a bit of support and a bit of love for the side, and get amongst it.
Thanks a lot for Swan Valley for putting Digger up as well. Any other sporting clubs out there that want to get some airtime?
Yep.
Get in touch with us.
That's it. That's what this program is about.
We'll promote your club.
That's what the program's about. That's why we've started it, is to promote the local sport, and it's awesome hearing everyone's different story as they come in each week, be it the Rabbitohs, the Ellenbrook Eels, the Rangers, and Swan Valley Cricket Club. We've heard some wonderful stories from some wonderful people. And we want to hear some more. So definitely get in touch with us and hit us up.
Guildford?
Midland Guildford, yeah. We are the city of Swan.
That's it.
Apparently, I know Swanview's technically in that, but Swanview, you're welcome as well. Maybe we'll see. All good. Right, we're going to get around them, and so this is probably one of my more favourite segments because it's because we do hear a lot of negativity in sport, and there's a lot of good stories that go on at the moment. Now this one is probably a little bit more upsetting than it's good. It's a good story, but it's an upsetting story. But with Robbie Gray, the Port Adelaide midfielder, probably one of their best players, he'd be easy in their top 2-3 players, was unfortunately diagnosed with testicular cancer only a few weeks ago. He's fortunately been operated on and it's been successful. So we want to get around Robbie because it's definitely, it's a hard time, but it's a message for all of us really that it does not discriminate. We've had Jesse Hogan, we've got Robbie Gray. These are guys that are in their mid-20s. Jesse Hogan's dad. These
died.
These are young guys. They're not.
Yeah, this is not something that you need to worry about in your
60s or 70s.
After you're 50, you should go and get checked you should be checking now.
Yeah. And
I'm a little bit concerned, or maybe a bit dubious of the source of this information, i.e. Kim Hughes, but apparently more men die from testicular cancer than women die from breast cancer. So there you go, boys. And this is something that's not an old person's disease either, as that this clearly indicates.
No, that's exactly right. And we do have the wonderful charity, which is Movember, that will be starting up next month.
Are we all getting involved in that? Or?
Mate, I can't grow a motor to save my life, and I fail
get started now.
Yeah, I fail miserably when it comes to Movember.
Just borrow some from Digger, mate.
Yeah. I might have to actually. That's probably not a bad idea. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed with Dad because he seems to be able to grow one quite well, and he just didn't pass that on to me. So I'm a bit disappointed in you, Dad. I know you're listening at the moment, and need to sort that out.
There we go. There's a challenge for us.
All right. Well, yeah. We'll see how we go. But yeah, we can do.
No, commit.
All right, we'll commit.
Show us the size.
in the sheds we'll have in the sheds
You're
we'll have
talking about Robbie
November.
Gray making sure his plums are looking all right, and you are not showing many plums.
No, that's a
the
fair
thing
call.
I found with Movember, because I've done it a few times, is it doesn't matter how spectacular your mow is, that doesn't mean you're necessarily going to raise more money.
Yep.
So you could raise more money than all of us, despite the fact your mow will be
terrible.
subpar.
Yeah, it will be terrible. There'll be like Italian ladies in their 70s that'll grow on better ones than me. So, but look, yeah, definitely. Look,
we've got to get around Robbie Gray's.
Get around Robbie Gray. Get around the cause and get around the and the support, because guys, it's one of those things that it does not discriminate. You need to make sure you get checked and look after yourselves.
The big downside, I suppose, of the whole Robbie Gray thing for me as a St Kilda fan is that they keep showing Robbie Gray kicking that goal in the last minute of the game against St Kilda. And that's
surely
been,
they could have
that's
found
been
something
difficult
on
to
a
watch.
highlight.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best taps from that I've ever seen from a ruckman as well in Patrick Ryder.
The best example of training cones as well by St Kilda bloke standing there going, "Oh, who's on him?"
Yeah, it was wonderful. Now we'll move on to
you need to work on your laugh there.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on.
We'll move on to the next person, and this is someone we mentioned at the start of the show, being Nathan Walker. Now, Nathan Walker, for those that don't know, is playing for the Washington Capitals. He's the first Australian to play National Hockey League in the ice hockey, and he also scored a goal in his first game. So the Capitals won 6-1, and that was against the the Montreal Canadiens. It's a really confusing name for them, but this is massive. Yeah, this is not, state level. This is the National Hockey League, and he's broken into it.
Not just in America. This is the amount of Canadians there in that league as well, and this is their sport. That's their national sport. There is no other.
Yeah,
so,
and if you've seen the goal itself, it wasn't. Well, I'm sitting there watching it, going, maybe he passes it to someone, thinking that I didn't realise that was Walker. He's hit that through the legs of about 2-3 people, and then it's gone past the goalie as well. He was probably a good 10-15 metres out from goal. It wasn't a gimme. He's definitely worked hard to get it, but that is just a wonderful effort. And there was a the Prime Minister who let's be honest, we're glad he does what he does.
He's a dunderclumpen when it comes to sport.
Yeah,
he's a plonker. To the Prime Minister.
He got to talk to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister, and again, he's the Prime Minister for a reason. He's not the Prime Minister because he knows about sport. But like he said, it's good to show that Aussies can go from our sunny beaches to the ice and dominate the same as any other sport. There really is no sport that the Australians, when they want to, can get out and have a crack at.
So is he close to being the closest thing we're going to have to having a Bradbury, as far as just the sporting person out from Australia? We're about as far away from getting an ice hockey team as possible for us winning the
the Perth Thunder.
I can't see the Perth Thunder breaking into the NHL.
It's not exactly our national pastime like baseball
it's
is.
not.
So
it's a huge accomplishment. It's a huge accomplishment, and his brother. They spoke to his brother on Fox Sports News, and he kind of said that he, from a very young age, knew exactly what he wanted to do. He'd made the move over to America not long ago, and he's broken into the side. And it's just massive, massive effort from him. It's a lot. If you're a young guy playing hockey now or wanting to play ice hockey, it's definitely a lot of confidence at the moment. And but the only thing that I found disappointing was there was only a lot of promotion about this after he's played the game and after he scored the goal. And I think they've missed the mark there as far as promotion goes, because you got to remember when the Hayne train went over to San Francisco, Jesus, the 49ers sales over here went through the roof because it was so well promoted that he was going to be playing for the 49ers.
The number 2 selling jumper in America.
Yeah, exactly.
The
they promoted it so well, where I think they've missed the mark here, where they could have probably promoted as far as merchandise goes and everything like that. And I think you'd find every kid that plays ice hockey be walking around with a Walker jersey.
You don't need to play. Don't necessarily need to play ice hockey to get the jersey. There's plenty of blokes walking around in basketball singlets that wouldn't know what shape a basketball was. So.
Yeah. And our last get around him, Greg Hire. Donnie, he was, I don't even know how to describe this shot.
He shot it from the 3-point line.
Yeah. From not just his 3-point line, but the other end of the court. It was And, right at the end of the third quarter in the first game of the season against the Bullets, and got the rebound. It did really well getting the rebound, and then took the shot right at the end, and nothing but net. Nonchalantly held the hand up and got some high fives as though it was nothing. It was
meant it.
Yeah.
That's what he's claiming. He's claiming.
Yeah.
He's claiming.
Well, he knew what he was doing. As the buzzer was going, that's what he's aiming for.
One from 3-point land in the match, and 2 free throws. They were his only scores. So.
Yeah, no, it's
He's retiring now, Greg Hire, I think.
Definitely, if you haven't seen the shot, you definitely need to jump onto YouTube or something and have a look. It's all over Facebook at the moment. It's a massive, massive effort, and it's just awesome to watch.
And nothing like doing that in the first game of the season in front of your home fans, the year after you've won the premiership, won the championship.
Yep. Just breaks the back of the opposition.
That place was filled to the brim. Everyone was there. Everyone was up and about. We're in front by 10 goals at that point in time as well. 10 points by that point in time as well. So we're well in front. Everyone's happy, and then he does that.
You imagine
sensational.
You imagine being the coach of the opposition. Like you guys are coming off the bench, like coming back, and you've got to pep them up after you've just watched that. And you're like, God hates us. We're not winning this game.
Pretty much, mate. That about wraps it up.
We'll be back in a moment. We will be back with the Blowtorch.
On VCA 885 FM, where the Valley comes alive, this is In the Sheds. If you've got something to say about the show or something happening in your community, contact us via Facebook. Back soon. Now it's time to turn up the heat in the sheds. It's Blowtorch.
That's right, it is the Blowtorch segment, and I can see this one getting slightly heated today. And I think you'd have to have been living under a rock to not have noticed a few decisions made by the Socceroos coach in Postecoglou. And Donnie, take it away, mate.
Ange, I've been a big supporter of Ange Postecoglou, to be honest. He has copped a lot of criticism during his tenure as coach, and probably with good reason. But when he was appointed, I was really happy with the fact that we'd appointed an Australian to coach the Australian team, and despite the fact his last name's Postecoglou, he's full on Aussie. He's an Aussie bloke, and he coaching the Aussie team. I thought that was fantastic. He's had a lot of success as a coach. Success has followed him everywhere he's gone. He copped a fair bit of criticism, I suppose, around team selections and the fact that he changed things up and all that sort of stuff. And, I always defended him. I sort of said, well, as far as soccer goes, what you want to do is you want to be peaking in the World Cup. You want to, get your best team on the field when you're playing in the World Cup. It's just, the same as the Olympics. If you're a 100-metre sprinter and you lose every race and then you win the Olympic gold medal, you're a hero. It doesn't matter that you lost every race for 4 years. So, I thought he was building the team towards the right spot. But what he's come out and done today has really got me fired up. He has come out and he has said that...
Well, I just do want to jump in there. He's denied he hasn't denied it.
No, they refuse to confirm or deny. We all know what that means.
Yeah, that means...
Yeah. So refusing to confirm or deny means you confirmed.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. But there's reports that regardless of the result against Honduras, our next opponent, regardless of whether they win or lose, if they win and they go through to the World Cup, he's going to step down and not be the manager of the team through the World Cup.
Which is it's bizarre in the highest, as far as the World Cup is the pinnacle of any coaching, sporting in that area. It's the biggest sporting event on the planet. Why?
So, what do you think he's been offered?
Well, that's probably the cynical thought that first come to my mind, is that he's got another offer sitting in the background that he's going to take up straight away.
Is he off to Turkey?
Well, he might be taking up the Western Sydney Wanderers role.
Yeah.
We joked about it, but that might be.
Actually, yeah, we did mention that last week, that he could be sacked and have to take the job at the Western Sydney Warriors, Wanderers. But yeah, no. Look,
it has been said that he will finish up once the
World Cup was over. Was always the deal that he was going to step down, but
to step down before
one of the things that they've come out and said is that he has been unhappy with the constant criticism of his